the yogis and others who various types of mystics always chose mountains as their abode because they want solid material all around them. When they do certain sadhana, when they develop certain energy within themselves, they would like to live in a cocoon of the earth. The only way you can have that cocoon on plains is to dig a hole and go into it, which will cause many problems, which is complicated. So they naturally seek mountains where there will be caves and places to live, which has a cocoon feeling, because they want to conserve their energy in a certain way. Many of them create a whole world of their own in that little cave. For you, it is just a little cave. For him, it's a creation of his own. Because time and space is again conscious mind. For you, it is just this much cave. For him, it's a whole world. So they always chose mountains. Anywhere in the world if you go, spiritual people are always in the mountains. Is it so?
Yes.
Any part of the world, it is so. Because they want the cocoon atmosphere around themselves. So Himalayas, because of its size and its immensity, it is so immense. Being in India, if you don't see Himalayas, oh, you really miss something, you know. Before you're too old and no good for anything, you must visit Himalayas once, you know. It's something that you must see. You don't have to go with any belief or faith or anything. Just the size will make you feel like an ant. The big man that you are in the city, you go stand there, you feel like a crawling creature. You are not a big man anymore. It's so immense. It cannot be described. It's something one has to see and experience. So people went, and Himalayas over a period of time became the home of variety of spiritual processes. No other culture has the kind of variety that this land has seen. You know Mark Twain? You heard of Mark Twain? You read something? You read something of Mark Twain? No? Tom Sawyer. You must read Huck Finn. Okay, Tom Sawyer. Huckleberry Finn? When Mark Twain visited India, he particularly went into Himalayas, met many yogis and many mystics. And the comment he made about India is, this is a land where anything that can ever be done, either by man or God, has been done in this place. Probably that's the best compliment India ever received. And Mark Twain is not just an author, his vision and his perception of life is fantastic. So he declared, anything that can ever be done, either by man or God, has been done here. It is so. In terms of understanding life in its depth, when I say life, I'm not talking about living as life, I'm talking about life as creation. In terms of understanding the life process in its utmost depth, no other culture has ever looked at it the way people here have looked at it, the kind of depth and dimension. Though you're living in India, you're not exposed to these things. If you go into the yogic lore, the incredible things that they have done with life are just… you cannot even logically grasp it to that extent. Just the things that are happening, you know, people who have witnessed the consecration process in the temple, you know, in Coimbatore, what we were doing, and other things that happen in the form of samyama and various holiness programs and things like that. In your wildest dreams, you won't imagine something like this is possible within the human form. So much has been done, and it has been done in every possible way. Every possible way you can explore human consciousness and the process of creation, it has been done. So variety of mystics, yogis, they lived in Himalayas, they chose it as their abode. So when they live there, they naturally leave a certain dimension of energy. These are people who never even spoke to anybody, no teaching, no nothing. So their contribution is they just left their energies in a certain way which cannot be disturbed forever, it's always there. So because of this, Himalayas gathered a certain kind of aura, certain parts of Himalayas. Certain parts are touristy, certain parts of Himalayas gathered a very powerful thing about themselves, that it became a very powerful place to be, that spiritual seekers naturally went in that direction. I think we were saying something about Kedar. You should see Kedar. It's just a small temple, it's nothing. There's no deity there, just an outcrop of the rock like this. Oh, it is one of the most powerful points in the world. You don't have to believe anything. Just go sit there, it'll blow you out, If you work upon yourself to improve your receptivity and then go to a place like that, it'll just blow you. Even the Velangiri hills in South India, they are like a bomb it is. If you go up, it's really fantastic. There are many places like that in the country, but Himalayas attracted maximum number of people in so many ways. In South, there are many places like that. Southern spirituality had a completely different dimension to it. So, in the northern part of the country, there is a certain type of spirituality. The southern part of the country has a completely different kind of mysticism. All this came from Agastya Muni. You've heard of Agastya?
Yes.
Among the 7 disciples, the first 7 disciples of Shiva, one of them was Agastya, who is a Kriya Yogi. Any number of legends about Agastya. Any part of the country you go, they say Agastya meditated in this place, Agastya walked there, Legends have grown. Agastya was one of the greatest sages that India has ever seen, or anywhere in the world has ever seen, you can say, because he is a mystic of enormous proportions. So Agastya Muni is the one who came south, and he lived in the south, so things grew out of him, and the whole southern mysticism grows out of Agastya Muni. For thousands of years it's been nurtured. And southern people had a certain kind of, even today it is there. I don't want to make a statement about north and south, not like that. But you will see, if you come to the south, people are little more, little more gentle about things, little more committed to certain things. I wouldn't say good and bad in that sense. Northern people are more outgoing, they want to do many things. In south, even if you come to the richest home, they maintain a certain traditional thing and they are good at keeping the traditions, much more than the north. Maybe north changed because of the invasions and so many things, south never had such invasions. So they kept the traditions in a certain way, the yogic traditions. Whatever Agastya gave, from him it grew in many directions, but they kept the traditions more intact than in the north because of the general mentality of the people and the culture and everything. So there's a whole lot of mysticism in the south, which has generally not found publicity like the north. Northern spirituality has been written about, has been taken outside the country, but southern mysticism has always remained like a hidden force. It still is. So, Agastya Muni came down from Himalayas, and you know all those stories about what's the other mountain? The Vindhyachal. You know about the Vindhyachal, he bowed down and this happened, all that stuff. Okay, leave that. But Himalayas gained its fame and its attraction is because so many people somehow chose it, because it's like a labyrinth, it's like going back into the earth's womb itself. You go round and round and round and round from valley to valley, valley to valley, it keeps going and going and going. How much ever you drive, it's just going and going, So it is like almost for people, now we are driving, but when people walked, you could have imagined their experience. Just imagine, no roads, nothing, you are walking into Himalayas. Those of you who travelled in Himalayas, suppose you were walking, let's say to Kedar or Badri from New Delhi, can you imagine the experience? You can't figure out where you are, You're in and in and in and in. It's almost like going into the womb of the earth, and that's how people experienced it. So more and more people went there.